I've tried filming this so many times. It's so difficult to do in one take. There's going to be background noise. There's going to be chickens and dogs and kids, and you're just going to have to deal with it. I'm going to mess things up, but this is about 100 knives, my entire Pyrite collection. Starting off, this one has brass handles, brass bolsters, integral liners, rosewood inlays, S90V blade steel, limited edition. One of the standard Buoy Pyrites, titanium bolsters on rosewood, steel liners, RPM 9 steel. Then we've got one of my favorites. I call this the Ripple. It's got this milled micarta, and it's got the new AR SF2 blade steel. It's the new spray form. Very few knives with this. Then we've got the rose gold Buoy. Very popular, started kind of a craze for rose gold coated knives. I like that the pocket clip is also rose gold. The next two are both White Mountain Knives exclusives. They have solid aluminum handle scales. Super lightweight, probably the lightest of any Pyrite version. The blade is heavier than the handle. It's pretty sick though. I really like the milling. I like the gray one better than the blue. Really like this one. It's a stone wash after coating. There's no other Pyrite with this finish. You know, there's a lot of black coated, but this is the only that they stone washed after coating it. These next two are the Blade HQ exclusive with S90V blade steel. Having a steel handle instead of titanium allowed this knife to come in under $100. Very good deal for an S90V EDC. There's one more type of Buoy Pyrite, but I did a blade swap to put this alt blade on there. I really like this blade shape, but I also really like this handle. This is one of my users. So that's the Buoys. Now on to the Pyrite lights. This was a Christmas exclusive. It's not very Christmassy. It's kind of like Darth Maul with the red G10 with a thin layer of black that they milled through. I also like the black thumb studs. This is a cool one. It's got flat scales, much like the original prototypes of the Pyrite. No contour, different milling pattern, which is pretty neat. And this all blacked out proto I scooped from the Cjrb website. You'll see I got a lot of prototype versions, and I bought them all from the Cjrb website. Keep an eye on their website. You can get some cool prototype versions of knives that when they come out might not look the same. So like the milling pattern on these is kind of exclusive. All the others have these kind of dots, but this is a prototype version with the black blade, and it's got these kind of lines on there. I don't know, I think it's cool, plus the prototype stamp. They did make a rose gold blade on a Pyrite light. These are very popular. Then we've got the honey dipped Pyrite. It's an amber FRN. It's not technically Ultim, but you know, gives the same effect. And then the best and most expensive version of the Pyrite light. This is solid titanium scales, and they are contoured. You know, contoured titanium, 20 CV blade steel. This is a premium version of a budget knife. Now we're on to the drop points. This is the original type of Pyrite. Starting over here with the Knife Center exclusive. It's got titanium bolsters and black micarta, steel liners, RPM 9. This was the first satin finish version of the Pyrite. This was another Knife Center exclusive, and it's pretty darn rare. Have you ever seen this wave engraved Pyrite? Very few of them out there. It came with this engraving. I don't know, I think it's cool. Nothing on the other side though. These next three are website exclusives. Electric blue handle with a black blade. Somewhere out there there's an electric blue handle and a blue blade to match it. I don't have that one. I still consider my collection complete because I have this one. It also came in a gold handle, black blade, but my real grail, and the reason I decided it was time to make this video, gold handle, gold blade. This is probably the coolest version of the Pyrite ever made, in my opinion. And this was my personal grail forever. I really wanted to get one of these, and I finally did. This was a limited edition. It's got S90V blade steel, shredded gold flake carbon fiber, contoured titanium for the handle. This is number 58 of 500, so I got a low number here. And then I have another, it's number 134 that I use almost daily. These last three are S35 VN steel limited editions from when the Pyrite first came out. There were only 60 of these, and this is number 59, so that's pretty darn cool. It's got the micarta inlay. This you might recognize from a Metal Complex video, one of the first things that got me hooked on these knives. This is a black version of the same thing. The number on this is number 51 of 60. There's only 60 of these in existence. Pretty neat. This might be one of the coolest versions out of all of them. This has black titanium with milling lines on one side, and then the show side scale is full carbon fiber. It's a fat carbon. It's called Purple Haze. Pretty sick. Also that S35 VN steel. This is a very rare one. You don't see many of these out there. All right, next up, alt Pyrites. I got my little Blade HQ guy. We got the Desert Warrior, as it's called. You know, they make these in a lot of different knife models, but I had to have it in both the regular and mini. I got a few mini Pyrites that I keep up here, and this one doesn't have very good action, but it's really just for show, so I'm never going to use it. This one is also just for show, but I have a version that I do use also almost daily. This is a copper handled version with 20 CV steel. They did mill out the interior of the copper, so it's got a lot of weight reduction. It's actually, in my opinion, one of the coolest versions of the Pyrite, and now that I'm feeling it, the one that I use, the texture has worn down a lot. This is a lot grippier than what's been coming in and out of my pocket for a year or whatever. This was a Blade HQ exclusive. I don't think you could purchase it. It's got D2 steel, the only Pyrite of any of these with D2. Pretty neat. And it's got the, I think it's called Rich Light scales. It's like plastic, essentially. This one also, not the best action. A lot of the mini Pyrites I have found, you know, take a little more time to break in, I guess. This was the top tier of the Kickstarter for Pyrites. It was the Perfect Pyrite project. This has contoured titanium, but also a little bit of shaping to it, which is pretty cool. And then the micarta to match like this S35 VN. I went with this handle version. And this has S90V steel. These are limited, but they're not numbered. This has like some of the super fastest and smoothest bearings. It's also got one of the best finishes of any of these knives. A fingerprint magnet, but looks beautiful on display. This is the premium version of the mini Pyrite. This is a tiny little chunk of S90V steel. And what's cool about this is it has inlays on both sides. Most of the Pyrites only did a show side inlay. I really like that they did the lava flow fat carbon on both sides here. This one actually does have good action. The last of my alt Pyrites is another top tier of the Kickstarter campaign. This one has anodized, kind of like blue purple, some call it blurple, with some fat carbon scales, and then that S90V coated blade on this one though. Also super good action. That's like one of the best in my collection too. Now we got some large Pyrites. These things, some of which are prototypes, like this one here, did come out and were available, you know, as the standard retail version, same as the prototype. This black one also is something that you can buy, I think still today, wherever, but I got the prototype version. And then you'll see I buy a lot of prototypes in threes. This kind of blue purple handle was also a prototype, and you could only get this color as a prototype. Pretty neat. Then we got the standard micarta. These are all RPM 9 steel, but you know, got that big boy titanium and black micarta, This is the Knife Center exclusive. Basically, it's the older brother to this first one. Then we've got, this here has titanium, but it's titanium scales on steel liners, which is interesting. When the original Pyrite came out in titanium, it also had steel liners, but then they moved on to solid titanium scales. This is the most premium version and the coolest looking version of the large drop point pyrite. It's got these contoured carbon fiber. It's like a basket weave carbon fiber, but it does have some curvature to it. Really cool. And then of course the gold liners, gold studs, gold pocket clip. You know, this is like the bougiest of all of the large pyrites. Next up, finally, large alt pyrites. Now, I did end up purchasing 3 of the prototypes when these were first available. The prototype, oh there it is, on the large alt pyrite is actually slightly smaller than what was ended up being, you know, the retail version. So you could see it's actually, you know, a bit smaller. The retail version is a bit bigger. So I've kind of got both sizes of the large alt pyrite. This has G10 scales. It's got inset steel liners that are milled out, and I also got it fully in black G10, black coated blade prototype. Then we've got the all black of the retail version. This has the steel handles. Oh, and both of these ended up with the AR SF2 steel. So on both this coated version and the stonewashed version, we've got that SF2. I guess it's a satin finish, not stonewash, but steel handles. It might look like titanium. This is steel. The last one here is aluminum handled. I wish I got more of these. This is a prototype exclusive. It's got the orange, which is cool enough, but these are actually aluminum. So it's much lighter than the steel handled versions that inevitably came out. Now you might think that's the end. It's not. First up, we've got this drawer. Inside this drawer, I've got large pyrite lights. We've got this version here with the copper scales, the rosewood inlays, and the S90V steel. It's got that secondary lock. Not everybody likes it, but I like it to lock the blade closed. I think it's cool that, you know, out of all these knives, you know, this is the only kind that you can lock closed. This large pyrite light also came in a G10 and an FRN. And I liked the kind of stormtrooper look of the FRN version so much that I got the little brother to go alongside it. Now over here, what we've got is the Micah, which isn't technically a pyrite, but it looks so similar that it might as well be. And then the mini pyrites below it. And I tried to match them up. So I've got the marbled carbon fiber Micah and the marbled carbon fiber mini pyrite. These look super cool. I wish they didn't have a green lanyard hole, but it is what it is. Then we've got the Ultim, and these are advertised as real Ultim. This isn't amber FRN in the mini pyrite, and then the Ultim in the Micah. Next up, White Mountain Knives exclusives. Probably the best version of either of these knives. They have aluminum frag and inset steel liners. Very cool. I'm going to show you the minis as well. Aluminum frag, super cool. RPM 9 steel. This is like such a good little knife. You could still get, you know, a lot of work done with something this small and pokey. This is a prototype. They never did a G10 version of the mini pyrite except for in the prototype. So, you know, another reason to keep an eye out for prototypes, because they might decide to, you know, use a different type of handle when the knife comes out. Black G10 prototype with a satin blade, black G10 prototype with a black blade. Now, I don't really have the ones to match, but the green G10 does have a green aluminum counterpart with the Micah. And this is a prototype Micah. I did go a little crazy with the prototypes. You know, I'm a collector, and when I know something is going to be rare, I want to have it. And that's what I did. So prototype black aluminum handled Micah. This is a very underrated knife with a lot of belly for such a small blade. And then this kind of electric blue. I really like when they do this blue. And this is on aluminum as well. This is not a prototype, but I had to have it. It's the coolest looking one. Now, you might think now I'm done, but I'm actually not. We're going to slide this over here, and there's one final thing to look at. It's both of these drawers.